This is Car Guys New England, your YouTube channel for anything automotive.
Cause it's bit bad, she want me to back. Like tips at the front, let's go. I'm fly like a pelican in my bed. I like in my way, hella quick. Like to get a hook up on the elephant cut. My trunk, yeah, it's in the front. Of course, it's at the back. It's a big, it's a real big difference. You just want a club. I just need them racks. You just want a party. So I just want a rock.
This is Jay with Car Guys New England, and today we're working on the Redcat 64. And what we're going to do today is we're going to replace the rear servo horns with 1.5-inch ones. As you can see here, they're red anodized, and I will put a link in the description if you guys are interested in ordering these. But first things first, let's show you around a little bit on what we need to do to get started here. So one of the first things that you're going to notice is that I have already opened up the chassis a little bit more using a Dremel sanding wheel, and basically just open that up to give the servo horns room when they slide forward. As you can see, they slide forward there. So we wanted to make sure that everything clears. And then what we're going to do is just remove the 4 screws holding in the servo mounts, and also we're going to pop the shocks off of these ball sockets. Alright, so let's start with popping the shocks off these ball sockets, and I'll get both of these undone. You're just basically going to get a little force between there and the shock, and it's just going to pop right off. Alright, so our shocks are undone, so we're just going to get those out of the way. And the servo arms, what I'm going to do is when I do remove them, I'm going to just put them exactly level to replace them. So I just move them like that. And now we are going to remove these screws. The screws holding the rear servos in. It's going to be a 2mm. So we're just going to remove these. Okay. So now at this point our rear servos are loose, and I'm just going to make sure that those are level before I remove the screw holding in the servo arm, and then I can attach the new servo arms. And the servo arm horn uses a 2mm screw. As you can see, that just fits right in there. So I'm going to undo that very carefully, not to disturb this, and I'm going to put the new arm on. Alright, so the screw's out. Now we just need to very gently pry this without moving it and take the arm off. Alright, so I got the servo arm off. You'll see that it has the ball socket on that. I actually have a bag of some new ones, so I'm going to install the new ones on the new arms, and then I can install that back on this side, and again following the same position that we were in, I can just tighten it down. Since it's going to look weird with you know, an anodized red servo horn arm, I actually have this chrome paint marker. So I am going to just do the area around the where that ball joint goes, and then I'll do the rest in the chrome marker later on, but it should look really nice when it comes down through the chassis. And here it is with the chrome marker on it. So we just need to get that ball on there, and as you can see, it looks like almost like real chrome, so this stuff's pretty good. And if you're looking for a link to one of these chrome marker pens, there's a link down in the description so you can order one of these. Okay, so that servo arm is on. So I'm just going to turn this around so I can do the other side. So the second side is removed. As you can see, the servo horns are off. So I'm going to get this other one ready. Alright, so at this point I just moved the arms up. because there's going to be a clearance issue once that's attached down here. So I'm going to actually have to trim this a little bit more to make room for these servo arms. But what I can do though is I'm going to bolt down the mount that holds these two rear servos in, and then I'll just go and I'll trim that stuff out to make a little bit more room. Alright, so this has been reattached, and now I'm going to go downstairs, get the Dremel, just open this up a little bit more to make some room for the action of the shocks, and then I can put the ball studs in and then reattach that, and we are complete. Alright, so you can see I've opened up these holes a little bit more with the Dremel. So at this point everything should clear with the car going up and down once the balls are attached. So I'm going to put the balls in, and then I'll let that set up. I'm actually going to super glue the balls into these arms so they don't back out or anything like that. So the servo arms have been replaced. The ball studs are in place. I super glued them in because they were a little loose and fit. Now at this point I can just bring the shocks over and reattach the shocks to the balls on these. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll show you guys what this looks like all set. So this side's attached. Now this side we're just going to attach it just by squeezing that shut, and there we go. Here it is locked up with the long servo arms. I am going to end up replacing the shocks with the candy and chrome ones, and I am getting a little bit of rubbing in the back here when I go to drop this down. Just the springs kind of rubbing over there, so I need to address that a little bit with the Dremel wheel, which I will do, and we'll get that so it doesn't get hung up. But other than that, it's looking good so far. We've completely eliminated the spring rub that we were getting by just milling this out a little bit more on each side, being very careful not to hit the wires. But at this point, now it doesn't rub when it goes up and down. And let's take another look at what this looks like when it's up. So here is the chassis with the long servo horns installed. And as you can see, it's gonna really get up there when the car's all the way up and you're hopping. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give the video a like. If you have questions or comments, be sure to comment down below. This is Jay with Car Guys New England. Until next time, take care.